Hey guys, my name is Atreya, and I'm starting my Ph.D. in the Astronomy and Astrophysics program at the University of Chicago as an Eckert Scholar tomorrow. If I went back 4 years to my undergrad freshman level self and told him that, he wouldn't have believed it. It's because as a kid growing up, I was always interested in astronomy and astrophysics, but my main passion was always engineering. I was part of my high school robotics team. I was always working on little tinkering projects. I spent a lot of time taking part in STEM outreach. I started my undergrad at the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign with a major in mechanical engineering. I was still very interested in astronomy and astrophysics, so I declared a minor in astronomy my first month on campus, actually. When I was a kid, I always remember wanting to do a PhD when I was in like 4th grade. No one ever really took me seriously. I knew I wanted to do a PhD in something STEM related, but I never really quite knew what exactly I wanted to do a PhD in. But my desire to do a PhD didn't change when I came to college, and so I knew I had to get involved in research. I found a lab on campus in the mechanical engineering department that did research in the ACRC sector, which is Air Conditioning Refrigeration Center. And the topic in which I was doing research was fluid dynamics and heat transfer, salt crystallization, that kind of stuff. And it was really cool, very, very interesting stuff. I even got 2 papers out of it. However, I always felt like there was something missing for me. It didn't feel like this is exactly what I wanted. This is the path that I wanted to take. I started that research experience my 2nd semester on campus, but my first few semesters I was attending Zoom colloquia and speakers for the astronomy and physics departments. It was 2020, so it was COVID, so it was all over Zoom. And I was really just utterly captivated by the topics and the research that was ongoing in these, in the physics and astronomy departments all over the country. And in particular, one given by a professor in the physics department, he was talking about his research in dark matter with detecting muons underground. And I thought that was so cool that, you could find these particles in the cosmos by digging underneath the earth and finding them underground. I reached out to him to ask if he had an opening in his group for an undergrad to join, and he responded back that he usually only takes senior physics students because it just takes such a high level of physics understanding to kind of understand what's going on in the group and be able to actually meaningfully contribute. He did say that if I was interested in pursuing physics research, that I should consider switching my major to engineering physics. I still really enjoyed mechanical engineering. I just didn't enjoy the research aspect of it. I didn't enjoy the mechanical engineering research, but the curricula, the classes, the clubs, the hands-on experience that I was getting with my mechanical engineering major was unmatched. However, to get involved with physics research, it was necessary to take these classes. So what I ended up doing was declaring a 2nd bachelor's in engineering physics. And this past May, I graduated with 2 bachelors, one in mechanical engineering with a minor in astronomy, and one in engineering physics. After I declared this major, the 2nd major, I email blasted about 40 professors in the physics and astronomy departments, and was just asking around to see if any of them had an opening in their labs. Out of the 40 plus that I emailed, only one of them got back to me, saying, "Come by to my office hours. We'll talk about it. See if there's any openings." And that ended up being my undergrad research advisor, Dr. Joaquin Vieira. He invited me to join the Terahertz Intensity Mapper Group, or TIM, which is an Antarctic ballooning mission that is looking back in time to an era cosmologists call cosmic noon, by using novel detectors known as microwave kinetic inductance detectors, or MKIDs, and a novel technique called intensity mapping, line intensity mapping, to recover the true star formation rate of the universe during this era of time. Working on this experiment opened my eyes to the field of astrophysical instrumentation, which is the triple point between engineering, physics, and astronomy. I gained a lot of excellent experience in this field, and I got to see the applications of engineering beyond what I was seeing in my classes. I got to understand how engineering fit into astrophysics, how you use engineering to build fridges, to build detectors, how to do all these really, really amazing stuff with telescopes and everything all around the world, and how engineering and instrumentation play such a crucial role in the development of anything astrophysics related. I feel like I found the exact niche of where I fit into, and I found exactly what I like to do and what I wanted to pursue. I worked on TIM for about 3 years, and last year it came time to write my graduate school applications. It was a very tedious and a very long process and very stressful, but I ended up with a lot of great options. If you want me to make a video about how that went, what it's like, definitely I can make a video on that. In the end, I ended up choosing the Astronomy and Astrophysics department at the University of Chicago. As I mentioned earlier, I'm also extremely grateful to be awarded the Eckert Scholarship. And, I guess now it comes to kind of why am I making this channel? So I absolutely hated physics in high school, and I hated physics starting college. Like when I was a first semester undergrad, I was stressing out and dreading my freshman level mechanics physics class. But I stumbled upon this YouTube channel by in physics circles, a pretty prominent YouTuber, Andrew Dotson, who's a Ph.D. student at New Mexico State, who makes physics related content, like day in the life, skits, what it's like to be in physics grad school. And he had a real impact on how I thought of physics, and he changed the way I thought of it from being this beast that I was so afraid to go near to this bridge that connected me to the cosmos. And I feel like there may not be enough content surrounding what it's like to do a PhD in astrophysics instrumentation specifically. Coming from the background of engineering, which I'm an engineer who just likes astronomy. I feel like it'd be kind of helpful to show people what it's like to do cosmology, what it's like to do astrophysics instrumentation, and I'm hoping that's what I can turn this channel into, because that's something that I would have really liked to know about. I didn't know what instrumentation was until I started working on the terahertz intensity mapper, and if I knew about this field, I think that would really have changed some of my experiences in undergrad. We'll see what this channel turns into, but I'm hoping that this can be at least a space where I can share my progress and show people what it's like to do a PhD in this topic. And also for me to kind of look back and see where I started and see my progress as I move through this program. In conclusion, I'm about to start a journey that will take most of my 20s, and I'm hoping that I can use this channel to document my journey here. If you'd like any specific topics for me to discuss or talk about, feel free to put that in the comments. We'll see how this channel ends up going. So wish me luck. I start tomorrow.